welcome back to my channel, and I'm doing another Christmas design using glitter number 5 from my Nail Team advent calendar. So little laddie, it's all prepped, ready to go. I've applied the gem stiletto tips and then I've cut them down to create sort of a mid-long length tapered square. And now I'm just going in with my clear acrylic to create that thin clear base. So any of my eagle-eyed viewers out there will notice I've already done the thumb height. I just wanted to see how the combination looked, so I thought I'd do the thumb off camera, and then if I didn't like it I could rethink the design. But spoiler, I loved it. But I did love this glitter, so I think I could have done anything and I'd still love this design because this glitter is just amazing. I just fell in love the moment I saw it. So finishing off my thin clear base, and now we can get into the design. So to start off with, I'm using the Peach Masque powder. This is one of the cover acrylics from Perfect Nails. And God, I love the Perfect Nails packaging. It looks so pretty. And I'm just going to use this on the ring finger, and I'm creating a nail bed, almost like a reverse smile line, but I want a sharp V shape. So I've placed my bead and now I'm just pulling it down with my brush, using the sides of my brush just to push the acrylic in to help create the V shape. Don't worry if it's not perfect yet, because we're going to use that craft knife again. Going in with the second cuticle bead, blending it over the first, and then still using my brush to pull those sides in. Now normally I would use the cover powder to create my apex, but I actually capped this in clear acrylic, although I did that off camera. Once I'm happy with the rough shape, let it set ever so slightly, and then I'm going to use my craft knife just to tidy up those sides and create that nice sharp V. Now I've used my craft knife a few times lately in these Christmas designs, and I'm going to say what I always say, and that is, if you are working on a client, please be careful. If you are not confident using a craft knife, don't. You can file it, you can use dental floss, things like that. There are alternatives. And then I've capped it off camera, and now I'm going to leave it to set. So that is the glitter. How beautiful is the glitter? And Ryan and I both thought baubles with this one, so that is exactly what I'm doing. I've picked up a little bead of that glitter, and now I'm using the tip of my brush to move it into shape to create a bauble sort of ornament shape. I've not gone round, I wanted something a bit different, so it's got a bit of a point to mirror that nail bed colour that I've done. And so again, just using the brush to push it into shape, keeping this nice and thin because it does need capping in clear acrylic. And then once I was happy with the shape, I'm just letting that set before I cap it, because you don't want to move it. You've just worked hard getting it into the shape you want. So because I love this glitter so much, I had to do a full nail of it, and that's exactly what I'm doing on the index finger. Because this is quite a chunky glitter, it's got some different shapes in it, I'm going in with little beads and then just using the tip of the brush just to move it to get full coverage. And then I will leave it to set slightly before capping it in clear acrylic. Once I'm happy with the placement of that glitter, I am going to cap my little bauble exactly the same way as I do any capping in a colour block. I want to make sure I've got a nice wall right around it, fully cap all that glitter. I am going to file this shape slightly. It's one way you can file it, so it doesn't need to be perfect, but I've just using the brush again just to follow the shape of the glitter and cap it basically. And then when I'm happy with that, I'm going to move on to the next nail. So for colour in this design, I have got Silhouette. This is a really nice sort of silver grey coloured acrylic from Glam and Glits. And I wanted something fairly neutral so that it was the glitter that really shone in this design. So I'm doing the next block on my colour block nail here, and I'm filling in 1/2. So I've applied the bead, getting it right up into the wings, and then I'm pulling it down to the free edge, and I want to follow that line. So it's flush, and I've got a nice diagonal line. I'm not capping this, I'm using this. Glam and Glits are strength powders, so you can use them for this, but I wouldn't do a full nail. I would always use them just as coloured if I'm doing a full nail. And so I'm just patting it into place with the brush, working that line as neat as I can. And then when it's just started to set, I'm going to cut the excess away with my craft knife, and you can see I've got a nice straight diagonal line going from the nail bed right up to the tip. Just going to leave that to set, and then on that last block I'm going to apply the glitter. On the pinky I'm going to do a full nail of the Silhouette colour, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of a swoosh of the glitter down the middle. Like I said, I just wanted the glitter to be the standout of this design. I mean, this glitter is so beautiful, you could do it with anything and it would be the standout of the design. But I didn't want to overdo it, just needed that right amount. And then while the acrylic sets on the pinky, I'm just going to fill in around the bauble, again using Silhouette. Now I did file the shape of my bauble off camera. Not perfect, but it's better than it was. And then I'm just applying the acrylic all the way around. Because I filed it, it doesn't matter if you overlap it slightly. And then when I'm happy, I will cap this. I didn't want to build the structure using the coloured acrylic, so I will go in and cap afterwards, but I've done all of that off camera. Pretty sure I've done all of that off camera. So just finishing off applying the colour here, and then I'm going to go back to my colour block nail and apply the block of glitter. So I want to make sure I get right up into any points, any little wings, and I'm pressing the glitter down as I go because I will need to encapsulate this. But before I encapsulate it, I will let it set, and I'm just going to do the swoosh on the pinky. Whew. Then off camera I'm going to do all the encapsulation, and I will then file into shape, and then we can finish this super sparkly bauble design off. So here is the design all laid. These nails now need capping in clear acrylic to create my apex, my strength, my structure, and then I will file them into shape, refine the surface, and then here they are, ready to finish. And I already love this design, but we need to bring them back to life. So give them a good clean, get rid of any of that dust, and you get an idea of that glitter. So on the bauble nail, which is the middle finger, I am going in with Martha Matte, which is the Gems matte top coat, and I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. Now fear not, because I'm going to make the bauble slightly 3D. So I'm going to apply a blob of Felicity Flex. This is sort of a strengthening gel, so it's a little bit thicker, and I'm just applying that to where the bauble is. And then I'm just using a little brush, detaily brush, just to get it right up to the edge. And then I will cure this. Now on a client, you could get them to turn their hand upside down, and that would really help the gel pool and give you a bit more shape. But I'm just going to add a bit more to give it a little bit more height. I don't want it to be massively 3D, just slightly. And then I'm going to cure that, and then I'm going to use my Tina top, which is my shiny no wipe top coat, and just top coat that bauble. So you've got the super shiny bauble raised off of a matte background. And I liked how this looked, and it was just ever so slightly 3D. So just finishing off neatening that. You could just flash cure it, because now I'm going to top coat all of the nails using Tina top. Oh, look at that glitter. Love it. So top coating these nails, then I'm going to pop them into my lamp and cure for 60 seconds, and then my bauble needs one final finishing touch. So it's not a bauble without a string. So I've got my cream gel from Perfect Nails. This is the black. I'm using my Zero Short Crystal Nails brush, and I'm just going to apply string to my bauble. So just from the cuticle down. It doesn't have to be straight, it doesn't have to be the same thickness. Give it a bit of life. And then I'm just going to add a bow. So 2 loops, one either side, and then couple of like tails either side as well. I did just neaten it up before I cured it, but I love these gels, and they do cure tack free, so you don't have to worry about applying top coat or anything. So just finishing off neatening up the shape of my loops, and then just adding my 2 little tails. And then before I cured it, I've just added a crystal to the center. And there we are, my bauble design is done. And I did like this design, and I love that glitter, it's beautiful. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please click subscribe. Make sure you check out the description box for all the product details and links, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye! Mwah.